Overwatch 2 just released with a less than stellar launch due to a massive influx of players itching to try it out, as well as a DDoS attack as reported by members of the Blizzard development team. Unfortunately though, that's not the only reason players are lamenting this sidestep sequel. Back in June, Blizzard revealed that Overwatch 2 would battle Smurf accounts, cheaters, and bots by requiring a valid phone number capable of receiving SMS text messages. This is fairly standard fare for most modern free-to-play titles, including other games from Activision Blizzard themselves, like Call of Duty Warzone, for example. Arguably, it is the best way to combat cheaters and other problematic players, but that simplicity does come at a cost. According to the Battle.net phone notification support page, players are not able to use certain prepaid phone plans as well as VoIP services. While Blizzard does offer the information that not all prepaid phone numbers may be accepted, they do not provide any list of compatible services to players, only vaguely alluding to what may or may not work. This requirement is a bit of a tightrope. According to a 2020 analysis by Lowenstein, as of Q3 of 2020, approximately 74 million Americans alone use prepaid phone service, with nearly 80% of those belonging to TracFone, Metro PCS, and Cricket Wireless, the latter of which, Cricket Wireless, accounts for more than 20 million users alone. There are some that have been able to make their prepaid service work, however. Anecdotally, it appears that it is affecting a disproportionate amount of Americans specifically, and it doesn't take a lot of sleuthing to figure out the answer there. In America, most prepaid services require virtually no forms of government-issued ID or proof of residency, like most postpaid services do. There are a fair amount of countries, like those in Europe and South America, that require legal ID regardless of the type of plans you're paying for. Reddit user Amuri, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, reported that their prepaid number worked, but that they're located in Germany. The post reads, "Why did my prepaid number work? I'm wondering why it worked. I am living in Germany, and me and two of my friends have prepaid cards, but it worked and linked to Blizzard. Could it be that the cards are working in Germany? It's really weird. Thank you for reading, and sorry for my bad English." Amiri, don't worry about it, man. I think it came out great. This has led some Blizzard fans to seek out ways to circumvent the strict requirements. Some are recommending their fellow users try using alternate services that seem to have slipped past Blizzard's firewalls. Services like Talkatone is a VoIP service, voice over IP service, but Blizzard user Zek says that they've been able to make them work. Zek said, "For anyone who didn't know, Talkaphone numbers work and are dirt cheap. This is good news for players who are blocked by this. However, with the workaround being so easy, Smurfs and cheaters can make a new account for an even cheaper than in Overwatch 1. In other words, the SMS protect requirement does not function as intended, it only blocks legitimate players. It needs to go back to the drawing board completely and at least exempt Overwatch 1 accounts in the meantime." Unfortunately, several forum posts look more like Blizzard user Zen's. Zen complains that he and his two children all played Overwatch together, but because his younger kids don't own mobile phones, they're no longer able to play. He said, "I'm extremely frustrated by the apparent SMS requirements of the new game update. I'm a Blizzard gamer myself and have a Battle.net account that I use daily." He's a WoW player. His two sons are minors. They don't have cell phones. They play, or at least used to play, Overwatch on their Nintendo Switches. After the update, they're unable to play at all because of the phone number requirement. The phone number that they do have is already in use on Zen's account, so he can't add it to theirs. His wife also has a BNet account, and hers is in use there. How is he supposed to do anything with these two additional accounts that need two additional phone lines? He's not ready to go and make those purchases. I think this is a huge problem. This even has some players, like Reddit user RL McLovin, feeling ashamed of their phone plans due to the financial situations many people who do not use prepaid phone service find themselves in. He says, "I'm ashamed of having a prepaid phone plan. I have Cricket Wireless. It's what my family can afford. I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to tell my family that they should switch because of a video game. Now I can't play Overwatch. I'm really sad about this. I've been playing with friends and family for years. Now I can't play with any of them because of my phone plan. I'm really upset and oddly ashamed for not meeting this standard." Never thought I would be disqualified from playing Overwatch based on my ability to afford a phone contract, but here we are. Blizzard is the first company to make me feel too poor to play a video game. This requirement for their players is leaving Blizzard looking like the bad guy here, regardless of how they might try to spin it. I understand and even appreciate that a studio might find this to be a simple and elegant solution to combat the plight of their dedicated players, but disallowing players who are incapable of affording a more expensive phone plan is plain classist at best. It's not the phone service requirement, it's the specificity of the requirement that is leaving players confused and upset. I call this decision classist because of comments by people like R.L. McLevin. I am not unique in my own share of periods in life where the only thing I could afford to use for a mobile phone was an affordable option that didn't require that I pay upwards of $90 or more a month for service, and instead only asked that I pay $35 whenever I could for 30 days worth of service. This also comes down to those of lower socioeconomic status who may never be able to afford to pay for something other than what they have currently. Phone service isn't cheap, and classing players out of your game is not a great way to encourage people to tell their friends to download it and play it. The social pressure being put on teenagers whose parents can't afford to get them a phone at all now are being left out because of these requirements. I would be embarrassed needlessly if I tried to download Overwatch 2 to play with my friends only to have to sit out because Blizzard's services refuses to recognize my phone number as legitimate. Even people who are just happy with their service, who have had it for 15 years or more, shouldn't be told to find a different provider just because they want to play the cool new hotness that's available right now. Blizzard user Sleepin' Girl suggests alternate solutions to verifying an account that would help to mitigate this problem. She recommends things like providing information from a phone bill, providing a photo ID, providing proof of residency somewhere. And while I can see why this could help, her suggestions are still a little problematic. I see no reason that Blizzard, one of the largest self-publishing companies in gaming today, can't find a way to allow all of their players to find a way around this. In my opinion, incredibly classist requirement. This is made even worse by the fact that Overwatch 2 has taken the place of a game that already cost $40 for the last 6 years up until October 4th. It has replaced its predecessor rather than launching as a fully separate product alongside it. Fans of 2016's Overwatch who don't fit the predetermined metric seemingly arbitrarily decided upon by the overlords at Blizzard have now lost a game. They're now left without something to play instead of something to be excited about. I couldn't imagine Halo Infinite coming out and me just not being able to play any previous Halo games. It feels silly. As of the publishing of the article that accompanies this video, IGN has received a response from Blizzard on the matter. Blizzard said, quote, "We plan to address this sometime soon, potentially this afternoon." This afternoon being the afternoon of October 5th. Surely, Blizzard is aware of the outrage their fans are exhibiting. My hope is that even if it's only an incredibly small percent of the 74 million prepaid service users in the United States alone that are looking to play Overwatch 2, that they still find value in providing a game to those players. I like to think Blizzard has moved on from the days of, do you guys not have phones? Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Austin. I hope you've enjoyed my opinion on the current standings of Overwatch 2. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Please leave us a comment down below, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for liking the video. We'll catch you in the next one.